Welcome to Science Makes Me Smile. Every idea begins as a question, not to settle the truth, but to explore it. What we discover along the way depends on how deeply we're willing to think. I'm young Dr. JGC. Let's begin.
A hint of science's colorblindness. CRISPR therapy is doing more than treating patients. In a world where certain ethnic groups still carry the grief of historical neglect, it is both unifying and refreshing to see that a disease like sickle cell anemia, which predominantly affects people of African descent, stands as one of the most prominent successes of advanced genetic technology. It is a powerful reminder that science, at its best, is colorblind. CRISPR-Cas9 technology represents one of the most significant scientific breakthroughs of the 21st century. Adapted from a natural bacterial defense system, it allows scientists to edit DNA with unprecedented precision, efficiency, and relative affordability compared to earlier gene editing tools. Often described as molecular scissors, CRISPR can locate a specific sequence within the genome and modify it, correcting mutations, disabling harmful genes, or activating beneficial ones. What once required years of complex genetic engineering can now be done with remarkable accuracy, opening doors to treatments that were unimaginable just a generation ago. I do not wish to inject race into science unnecessarily. Yet, during Black History Month in America, it feels meaningful to acknowledge that the human condition is shared and that scientific progress ultimately serves humanity as a whole. In laboratories and research institutions, discoveries are not bound by race. They are driven by curiosity, rigor, and compassion. It is true that in some academic and scientific discussions, one hears concerns that greater resources are often directed toward diseases more common in Caucasian populations. A review of medical literature and funding trends can reveal disparities that fuel such perceptions. However, the observation of uneven funding patterns does not, in itself, constitute proof of racism. Scientific investment is influenced by many variables: disease prevalence, projected market size, historical research infrastructure, political priorities, advocacy strength, and existing technological feasibility. Before drawing conclusions about intent or bias, these underlying factors must be carefully studied, measured, and, where possible, ruled out. As a Black man in America who has had the privilege of studying alongside scientists of many ethnic backgrounds, I recognize both the progress made and the complexities that remain. At times, it saddens me to hear members of my own community express frustration about being overlooked, whether in grant funding, professional opportunities, or representation in research leadership. While disparities deserve careful and honest examination, it is equally important to acknowledge the many scientists, institutions, and collaborative efforts dedicated to advancing research in healthcare with no regard for race, but rather a shared commitment to improving the human condition. The story of CRISPR's success in treating sickle cell disease, a condition that predominantly affects people of African descent, reminds us that science has the power to transcend both real and perceived divisions. When guided by integrity and a genuine commitment to human well-being, it affirms a simple truth: in the world of biology, we are one human family.
Every conversation leaves a trace, not of certainty, but of insight. What you do with it is up to you. I'm young Dr. JGC. Until next time. Comments, questions, suggestions are welcome. Please remember to like and subscribe. Science makes me smile.